Alright. Let's get the episode started with a bit of test. Well, we will start this episode with a bit of corner test, the velocity output. As usual, we got 10 rounds of 0.2 gram BBs loaded inside the magazine. And let's test out the stock setting output. And for this test, I will set the fire interval to 1.5 seconds, 10 shots. Let's see how it goes. All right, 10 shots. Fired in 3, 2, 1. Pretty stable. And then based on the test right now, since the weather today is a little hot, it's not awfully hot, but it's 33.5. And then the humidity, as usual, disgusting, 56%. The velocity output right now, the average is 133, which seems pretty high. And then for the maximum is 135, minimum is 131. Pretty hot gun, but so far the output is pretty stable. Now, let's move on to the accuracy test. Okay, well now, the accuracy test. This time, we're doing something slightly different. We moved the target all the way to 50 meters. And then we got some 0.4 gram BBs loaded inside the magazine, and as usual, we'll do 3 rounds of test and see how the stock setting goes. Because from the last time, we only test out the 30-meter range. We're not perfectly sure what's the stock setting capable of when the target is set all the way to 50 meters. Let's find out. Now, let's see. Lotus. Whew, hot gun. Fired in 3, 2, 1. It seems like the first one we had a flyer, but the rest of it, it's pretty good. All right, round 2 of the test. So yeah, sometimes we get a few flyers, but so far I think it's actually all right. Round 3 of the test, okay? So far, based on what I heard, I think the grouping is actually decent. There's no problem of hitting a man-sized target, but for the detail part, I might need to take a look at the footage to see like exactly how it performs. But you know what? Let's get the unboxing started. But this time, it's not the gun. It's the little solution we got. Let's go. Rolling. Now, the freehand shooting part. I will try to hit the targets as many times as possible at the range of 20, 30, 40, and 50 meters and see how it goes. Shall we? All right, 20 meters. Pretty easy, 30. Nice, 40. 50. Oh, wait. Take the hit, 40. Yeah, I would say you don't need to upgrade your hop up, you know? You don't need to upgrade your chamber. This one is already good. All right, let's get to the review part first. Let me get a quick introduction on the Magnus Pro hop-up chamber and do the installation guide and then test it again. Hey ladies and gentlemen, this is Andrew live from Airsoft. Well, we start the video today in a slightly different fashion. We moved the target all the way back to 50 meters. Why? Because this episode, we are gonna talk about the little solution we got, the Magnus Pro Hop chamber for GHK and VFC ARs. Let's get started. Okay, so in the beginning of this video, I wanna start with this DD-MK18 here. I would like to, well, as you guys saw from the beginning, the performance is actually decent. Let's say if a beginner got this gun, I really think that at the moment when it's fine-tuned, I think the performance is gonna be good. Well, based on the test that you just saw, the accuracy is actually quite decent, to be honest. I mean, there's 1 or 2 flyers sometimes, but overall, at the range of 50 meters, hitting a size that's 30 by 30, it's, according to my personal opinion, I think it's actually challenging. So, hitting a man-sized target at the range like that, this gun is actually quite capable. However, I wanted to address the problem though. That's the moment when you got this thing fine-tuned. I'm gonna talk about this again. Yeah, back to the adjustment process. This thing just, it completely broke. See, it's free spinning. It's like it's no longer functioning, it's just free spinning. This could actually make the entire, let's say, for a beginner user experience process, make it extremely unpleasant. Because again, as a beginner, you probably wouldn't have any idea, like, how do I what the hell is hop up? How do I even adjust the trajectory? And with a tool like this, that's not very stable, and also it's kind of flexible, it just broke. As a beginner, I wouldn't know what to do next. So that really is a problem. And then, I'm a player myself too. And every time, when I try to fine tune or adjust my hop up, trying to find a tool or at least remember to bring a tool with me, that's also another thing. And I think this thing it almost fits in your grip, but no, it doesn't. So here I have a quick tip that I can show you guys, just in case if your GHK MK18 that the adjustment tool broke. What can you do? You can find yourself a screwdriver, fit first of the extension tip, find another extension tip that's longer, and then let's see. And eventually find another longer extension that says the size of 2 millimeter tip. And when you want to adjust your hop up, you eject the mag, push the pin out, hold the bowl out, and eventually you can find that screw. Then you can do clockwise to increase the hop up, counterclockwise to decrease the hop up. And sometimes it gets stuck. All right. Once your gun is well adjusted, put everything back. Fire a few rounds. And if you're not happy with the result, do it again.
Oh shit, here we go again.
So yeah, the entire process is just not that pleasant. And even let's say if I have my very, very old GHK URGI, this is the V2 version, which I got a long time ago. Yeah, in order to adjust the hop up with the older system that, you really have to remove the entire front handguard away in order to adjust the hop up. So let's say, what if you had a bunch of optics mounted already? Then in that case, redo the setting just to adjust the hop up. Yeah, see, I guess I'm just a picky guy. So in that case, eventually I decided, you know what, since we start doing our own stuff already, why don't we design something that fixes all the problems, that makes the hop up adjustment process much easier and really give you that stable performance, or at least it's predictable. You know, your good friends in the field that doesn't fail you. The Magnus Pro AR Hop chamber. Let's check it out. Okay, so the goal is actually very simple. We don't want to take the gun apart to adjust the hop up, and we wanted to shoot great with all different weights of BBs. That's the goal. And let's see what's inside the box. So it's a very small box. Once you open it up, I tell you this little bag of something. It is really important. Please take good care of it. I will go over what's inside the little bag. And then we got this really pretty, shiny card that holds the Magnus Pro AR Hop chamber. Ooh. And be careful with this little ring, you will need it. And this one is designed for GHK and BFC, and right here we got the parts list. So you will see all the parts that's listed all the way from 1 to 12. Okay, back in the box. All right, so that's the Magnus Pro AR Hop chamber, and right here I will show you guys exactly how to install it onto the GHK MK18 DD MK18 and do the test after the installation. Okay, then let's start with the tools first, because again, if you're a beginner that you are not perfectly sure what kind of tools do I get if I want to do some kind of tagging by myself, the first tool to use is YouTube. YouTube is your single best friend. A lot of people, they will post videos online, and then you can just simply go and then they show you the entire instructions on like how you do things. So YouTube, that's the first tool. The second tool is I'm really into those type of multi-tips tools that comes with a grip, because that way technically you just get all different tips inside the box. Very, very handy, and then it's very easy for you to just take it out. And last but not least, this is probably one of the tools I use the most. It's the Allen wrench. This one, it's got all different sizes, and then just in case if you wanna like remove some screws that need something like very heavy duty, this one is the way to go. And make sure you get the slightly more expensive ones, because the cheaper ones, it destroys your screws, or sometimes this thing just breaks off easily. So don't get yourself into trouble like that. You don't want. Right, then also I would recommend, if you own some M4s that you want to do some like tagging at home, you really need this kind of multi-wrench specifically designed for M4s, because it's got all the tools you need to take apart things and to tighten things. Very handy. This one, it's even got like, you know, you can use it on some kind of flash hiders perhaps. So yeah, this one is one of my favorite. All right then, let's take the gun apart. All right, we got the chamber out. Pretty nice contact. Yeah, that actually looks pretty decent. Yep. All right, let's talk about the stock chamber. Well, actually, if you wanna see all the details about the stock chamber, then go back to our previous video on the review. It's got all the details covered. However, based on the test, I think the only problem with the stock chamber is that, well, because it's made out of plastic. So overall, it will be, you see, there's like slight bit of wobble to it. And also the hop-up arm and everything, it's just made out of plastic. So in that case, you will get like 1 or 2 flyers sometime because you are not perfectly sure if this polymer thing is holding your barrel in the proper fashion. So yeah, that's just personally, I'm really not a big fan of unpredictabilities. I want something predictable, at least. If it is shitty, give me constant shitty at certain spot. So that way I can still hit someone. I don't like something that gives you good, and all of a sudden like bad. That's just really bad. So I don't like that. In that case, I wouldn't say this is a bad hop-up. I would say overall, if it is fine-tuned, it's still pretty decent. So let's take it apart and then get the Magnus Pro on it. And I will tell you guys exactly everything you need to know. Okay, then I got the entire hop-up chamber taken apart, and I will also show you what's inside the little bag. You know, I'll take everything out. Got quite many parts, and I will go over each one of them. 2 contact knobs. Okay, let's start from the barrel and the hop-up buckings, because this is the first thing you do when it comes to installing Magnus Pro hop-up chamber. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys would be asking right now, what bucking does it use? The answer is all Tokyo Marui buckings, or say all Tokyo Marui spec buckings will do. This includes the Friction Pro, obviously, and then oh, I actually got this green one from Thailand. This one, it was a very special sample to me. And then also the Maple Leaf. The Maple Leaf one works great, and also the TNT bucking, it should work. The Archwick clear bucking, it actually works great. The unicorn bucking works perfectly. The Marui stock bucking, obviously, and the VFC stock bucking goes right in too. So when it comes to installation of the bucking, here's the difference that it might make, is that for some buckings out there, the you see there's this little cut, this cut right here. So if you have your bucking installed and then you found out that, let's use this one as an example, because for the Maple Leaf bucking, sometimes it doesn't accept the ones that has a bridge. So if you see you install the bucking and then it deforms like this, there's no way it's gonna work with the Magnus Pro hop-up bucking. Just keep that in mind. I said it very clear. This will not work. Okay, so in that case, you will need a GBB spec bucking that doesn't come with the bridge. So once you installed it, then another thing you need to check, this part actually bumps up a little bit. This way it will not work with the Magnus Pro hop-up bucking too, because here's the part I'm getting to. This, the bucking shroud. Basically what this thing does is that it just covers your bucking like a charm. And then so what this does is that it actually helps your bucking to really bite into that air nozzle tip that gives you a much better air seal. This way it will make your gun more consistent and at the same time give you much better air seal, so less gas wasted. So that's the reason why I said this is really crucial, that if you see this part bumps up a little bit, yeah, this shroud is not going to go in. So in this case, this Maple Leaf bucking is not going to work. Okay, if you have some sandpaper that you can sand the tips a little bit, then in that case, yes. So right here, I have another Maple Leaf bucking that see, when you install it, and once you check it, the ring around it doesn't pop up as much. Sometimes it could be your barrel, sometimes it could be the bucking, but look at this one. Ooh. Yeah, see? This one, it just, oh yeah, that's perfect air seal right there. See, this one gets on just like that. So if your bucking goes into the shroud like this, then you're good to go. This thing, everything just puts together. And also another very cool thing, another very cool feature that I would like to show you guys is the little cut that you find on the shroud. There's this cut right here and also this cut right here. What does it do? Well, the beautiful part is that there's a little secret hidden inside our Friction Pro bucking. It is the little triangle. If you haven't noticed, the little triangle itself, it's actually the center of our contact patch. So what this does is that once you shove in the bucking into the shroud, once you align the arrow with the cut right here, you know the contact is in the center. Well, this cut on the shroud right here, it actually aligns with the cut on the barrel. See? So let's say if I install my bucking like that, and then have the shroud installed and make sure that it gets to the center. Oof. And then make sure that this part is aligned. It's perfectly aligned. And then all you need to do is just stick it into the Magnus Pro. We also have another 2 cuts on the side. So you know when it gets into the Magnus Pro hop-up chamber, it stays in place. It doesn't turn right or left, blah blah blah, so on. So, and then later on, you get this clip. Make sure that it gets into place. And for some barrels, if it is really tight, then I would recommend rolling it on the table like this to really push it in place. And also on the clip that we do have another extra 2 cuts on the clip. So this way that you can just simply grab a flat head right here and you can just take it out. It's not gonna be a real pain to, you know, try to get things out. Finally, the ring. Yeah, in the beginning, it might be a little tight, but once you tighten it, oof, you got it. It's on there. Right before we get to installing the contact, something to keep in mind is that the locking system, yes, it sounds pretty amazing, but the problem is that the little nubs, it's actually quite easy to lose. So that's the reason why we include another extra 3. Just in case if you lost yours, you got another 3 to go. That's the reason why I said you need to keep this bag. And also on the adjustment ring, there's this little O-ring inside. Since we kind of stretched it, we just include 1 extra O-ring for you. Just to keep that in mind. Keep it safe. Right, before we move on to the contact, here's a quick little tip I want to show you guys. Now, let me take the shroud out. You see, when I installed the bucking, it was like really easy, but here I would like to show you how to cut the rib off the bucking. Like this one, it is a terrible cut. It's not good. Part of the reason why I said it is extremely important, cutting the rib is really crucial, it's because if you didn't cut it clean enough, it tends to push the bucking to the side. This is actually what we found out during the test. So when the bucking gets pushed to the side, the trajectory, it is straight up bad. Because before the BB touches the contact, it actually rubs against to the, let's say, my right side, your left side of the bucking. And that way, the trajectory becomes really unstable. So that's the reason why I'm showing you guys this. So for cutting the rib off your bucking, here I got a brand new Friction Pro Hop bucking. I will just take it out and show you how to cut it. Now, when it comes to cutting the rib, I highly recommend you get one of those cutters from your local hardware store. I mean, they are great cutters, and make sure you don't cut wire with this, especially the steel wires. Once you cut it, this thing is fucked. Okay. So when you start the cutting process, let's just make sure that you align it correctly. Make sure that it gets into the proper precision. Yep. Okay. Then just do it quick. A quick motion. 3, 2, 1, cut. Ooh, the sound is pretty satisfying. And just cut it out. So you see, like right now, it's got some like small edges on the side. In this case, I wouldn't use it because this still have the possibility of pushing the bucking to the side. So I would highly recommend you guys get a sheet of sandpaper. Sandpaper is indeed your best friend when it comes to fixing the edges like this. I would say get a 150 grit. 150 is actually quite perfect when it comes to sanding your bucking. Then I would just hold the bucking like this and then sand it against it. Sand it slowly. And just in case if you want to get more control on yourself, then you can also install this to your barrel and then sand it like this. Don't sand too much of it out. Just do like lightly a few times and then check it, and eventually you will get to it. Beautiful. Right, now install the shroud. Just in case if it is a little hard for you to install it, or there's a bit too much friction, then I will highly recommend that you guys can use this, our quantum speed. This is our grease pen. All you need to do just spin it a few times. The grease comes out from the tip, and then you apply the grease around the bucking, not inside but around it. So this way it actually makes the surface so much smoother that when it comes to installing the shroud, it becomes beautiful. Okay, slice right in, and then make sure everything is aligned, and double check again to make sure that the side is not pushing your bucking to my left. And you're good to go. Okay, now let's get to the contact knob. This is another thing that I liked a lot about the system. It's because the knob right here. The knob right here, you see that it's actually this big C shape. The best part about it is that, well, you see right here we have this very long and precisely cut channel designed for the knob. So you see, the knob, it's not going anywhere. It's only going up and down. That's all it does. If you say it spins right or left, turns to the right or left, no, it's not going anywhere. It's just straight up and down. Beautiful. See that? Straight up, straight down. Love it. All right. Then here comes another innovation that we did, which addresses the problem that we mentioned in the beginning, the pain of adjusting your hop up. So basically this is the ring, and we have this little O-ring set inside, and then this is the adjustment wheel. And before you got your, when we do the assembly, we would apply a small bit of quantum smooth to the ring. So this way it will make the adjustment much easier. It's not going to be as sticky, and it will be much easier for you to turn it. See? Oh yeah, and sorry, I almost forgot. We do have two contacts for you guys. One is the 2-point contact, and one is the one big surface contact. Because you see, there's this big line of hop-up buckings right there. And then a lot of people, they would have like different preferences when it comes to, you know, different contacts and perhaps different buckings. So in order to fulfill the needs from the market, we just decided, you know what, why don't we give 2 contacts for you guys? So that means the one with the big surface, it's quite ideal for the big surface patch inside the bucking. This means maple leaf or say the arch wick 2-point contacts or anything that has 2-point contacts or the big surface like R hops. This one is quite perfect for it. And then for the 2 contacts, you can use it for like Friction Pro or, you know, the Marui stock type, or that's say Lalex, or, you know, the traditional type of contacts. So in this case, I will use the traditional one, the 2-point contact. And after that, I just applied the thin layer of grease, and then I will push this down slightly. And oof, yeah, the way it gets on it, it's so good. Love it. Last but not least, before you insert it into the chamber, you will need this little ring. This ring actually prevents the adjustment wheel from falling off, you know, because there's a lot of vibration going on inside the gun when you fire it. So you need this little disc that goes on it. See it? Look at that, look at that. All right, then into the chamber. Oh. Now into the chamber, this is the last step you do. You install this O-ring, push it all the way down, and then insert this disc. What this does is that it actually pushes the entire chamber against the outer barrel. So this way it will give you more stability and also make sure that the hop-up chamber doesn't move when it's inside the gun. So I'm not sure if you can see it clearly, but with that bit of, we would have a bit of gap in between the chamber, and once I tighten it, it will be like nothing. There will be no gap. So this way that it will hold the chamber tight inside the gun. Oh. So let's put everything together and then send it to the bench and test it out. Okay, then here, the very crucial part is how do you adjust the hop-up, right? Originally, like what we said a long time ago, you need a specific tool, or otherwise you need to remove the entire handguard to get into it. That's hard work. So once you got this system installed, all you need is just one 1.5 millimeter Allen key. That's all you need to do. The traditional ones, you see there's this screw inside, then you need to try to like spin it, turn it, or anything like that. It's just oof. But see here, this is my RA Tag DDMK18. Another one that we got a long time ago. If you haven't seen that trailer, make sure you go check it out. But basically, the way you adjust your hop-up, instead of using any like specific tools, and then all you need to do is just hook onto the concave, push to decrease the hop-up, and pull to increase the hop-up. And then by the time you push it all the way down, it actually stops. It will tell you like, hey, that's the minimum. And when you pull it all the way out, and by the time it reaches its maximum adjustment point, it will stop. So don't keep pulling it. It's not like the endless loop. So yeah, that way you will know exactly what's going on, and then when you are like pulling the wheel, you will feel it. So that's all you need to do. But just in case if you have like a giant hand and this little thing is a little too small for you, all right, you can visit your local hardware store, and then this thing is called the O-ring pick. O-ring picks they are actually very cheap. So it comes with this very pointy needle tip, and then it's got this big grip to the rear. So, you know, yeah, push and pull, push and pull, push and pull. Easy as that. Problem solved. So yeah, like the URGI, the good old URGI, where I need to remove the entire handguard to do the hop-up adjustment. No more. Lock the bolt to the rear. Hop-up adjustment. Well, this part of the video, I really think that is probably the most important part of this entire episode. I know there are lots of V2 GHK ARs out there, and now the V3s are coming out. I need to let you guys know that when you have a V2 nozzle, top that up with the Magnus Pro hop chamber, the performance is gonna go straight down to the drain. It's not gonna perform well because the V2 air nozzle, it's actually about 1 millimeter, I'm not perfectly sure, but it's shorter than the V3 nozzle. So the BB placement wouldn't be correct. Then in this case, if you have your V2 system, everything ready, and then you just upgrade the Magnus Pro hop chamber, I can guarantee you the performance is gonna be shit. You hear that? The performance is gonna be really, really bad. You will get like up, down, right, well, not so much right and left, but up, downs a lot. So it's not gonna give you predictable shots. It's not gonna give you that laser accuracy, nothing. So the fix to that is that either you upgrade your entire bolt system to the version 3 system, or you can simply purchase the version 3 air nozzle inside that will give you the proper length that will work perfectly with this hop-up chamber right here. Otherwise, if you have too much time like me, then you can make your own nozzle tip.
Okay.
This one I actually kind of copycatted the Tokyo Maruri type loading nozzle, in which I actually insert the metal tip into it, which took me a bit of time to, like really insert it, and I also changed the O-ring. But yeah, besides that, that's something to keep in mind. All right, now with the hop-up installed, let's test it out and see how it goes. Okay, well now the moment of truth. We got the Magnus Pro AR hop-up chamber loaded. Well, not loaded, well, technically yes, loaded. Inside the GHK MK18 version 3. And now I have 10 rounds of 0.2 grams loaded inside the magazine. Let's start with the velocity output test. And then later on, we will do the accuracy test, which we set the target all the way to 50 meters, and we'll be shooting it with some 0.4 gram BBs, since it's the kind of BB that we use in Taiwan. But let's do the velocity test first. All right, let's see how it goes. Let's set the fire interval to 1.5 seconds, and then 10 shots. Jess, you ready?
Ready.
All right, 10 shots. Fired in 3, 2, 1.
Are you sure about that?
Damn!
Hiya, the velocity is so high. Oh my god, what, wait. The lowest it's 138.9 and ooh, the maximum is 142.5. Oof. Well, that's a hot gun. In that case, you might need to find a way to lower your velocity, because I know this one right now, it's definitely a hot gun. I can't take it to my local field. So some minor tunings needed. All right, let's get to the accuracy test. All right, now time for the accuracy test. We got some 0.4 gram BBs loaded inside the magazine, and the target is set all the way to 50 meters. Yeah, like 50 meters. And yeah, let's see how the Magnus Pro AR performs. Let's see how it goes. Let me set the fire interval to 1.5 seconds and then 10 shots. Okay, round 1 of the test. Gun is hot, run cam recording. And then we got a chrono. All right, 10 shots. Fired in 3, 2, 1. How come there's 11 shots? But anyways, that actually, or no, sorry, I miscounted actually. All right, that bang sound always sound wonderful. Let's get round 2 started. All right, let's get the final round started. Beautiful. All right. Let's get to the bench and then get some conclusion then. Let's get some freehand shooting test. 20 meter. Nice. 30 meter. 40. And then 50. Ooh. Oof. And the man size target. Ooh. Yeah. All right, let's get to the bench and get some conclusion then. All right. Here comes the conclusion. You know, mixed feeling again. I'm actually feeling really excited and really happy. It's because I'm finally here. This is one milestone that we get to do more complicated solutions and then provide that to the community. That really just makes me feel like, wow, I'm so happy. So based on the test result that you can see that yes, the Magnus Pro hop-up chamber, it does provide you a more convenient way of adjusting to a rifle, but most importantly, it also gives you a little boost when it comes to velocity.
Okay.
And also consistency. And at the same time, it gives you that stable trajectory. But here, this is the thing I want to say the most, is that don't start a war on this. You know, don't start a war saying like, other hop-out chambers suck, this chamber is the best. You know, everyone, they really have their very own preference when it comes to setting up hop-up buckings, hop-up chambers, and everything. So let's say if the person has some success with the stock bucking, just, you know, stock hop-up chambers, just let them be. You don't need to try to persuade them saying that, oh, it's like your thing suck, my thing is the best. Or, you know, just hating the manufacturer saying that, oh, that's like the stock performance suck. I really think that the community, it is small enough. There's really no need to argue based on different brands. You know, our path is the same. We all love airsoft, and the community is tiny. So, you know, I really think the arguments are not needed. That really is the core information I want to let you guys know. when we launch something like this, we just want to share our solution. We don't mean to attack other brands, or we don't mean to attack the stock performance, nothing. It's just a solution that we think it's gonna be great. That, you know, if this can help you out, buy it. And if you think this is shit, it doesn't help you, don't waste your money, please. Don't waste your time, don't waste your money. So I think that's it for the end of the video. If you watch still here that you haven't clicked the like and subscribe button, please make sure you do. And really, these are the best way to support us. Really, because of you guys, we get to do more things we love. And because we get to do more things we love, we can solve more problems. Stay tuned, guys. We'll see you very soon.